All right, let's think about something kinda wild. How would you even begin to rank an entire civilization? I'm not talking about borders or GDP. I mean, a truly cosmic measure of power. Well, today, we're going to dive into a framework that does exactly that.
Now really, think about it. If you had to create a universal ranking system, what's the one thing that would define progress no matter where you are in the universe? It's a tricky one, right? But the answer, it turns out, is pretty simple. It's not about what a civilization has, it's about what it can use. And that one ultimate resource? It's energy.
So this brings us to the Kardashev Scale. This whole idea came from a Soviet astrophysicist, Nikolai Kardashev, way back in 1964. And his idea was, kind of brilliant in its simplicity. He basically said, a civilization's tech level, it's all about how much energy it can control. It's a super simple but, wow, really profound way to look at our place in the cosmos.
All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about why energy is the key. Then we'll hit the 3 big levels of power. We'll figure out where we are on the scale. Spoiler, it's interesting. Then we'll look way ahead. And finally, bring it all back to what it means for us, right here, right now.
Okay, so why focus on energy? Why is that the ultimate metric? Well, think of it like this. Energy is the universal currency. It doesn't matter what planet you're from, what you look like, or what your goals are. If you want to expand, build bigger things, run supercomputers, or travel to other stars, you're going to need energy. More and more of it. It's basically a law of physics.
And you know what? This idea fits our own story perfectly. I mean, you can literally map human history by the energy we've mastered. We started out huddled around a campfire, right? And now we're splitting atoms and creating nuclear reactions. Every single major leap forward for us has been an energy revolution.
So Kardashev laid out 3 main types of civilizations, and each one is just a monumental leap from the last in terms of energy use. It's kind of like a ladder of cosmic advancement, and we're just getting started. Okay, so the first step on this ladder is Type I. That's a planetary civilization. They've mastered all the energy available on their home planet. Then you take a huge leap to Type II, a stellar civilization. These guys capture the entire energy output of their star. And then the final mind-blowing step, Type III, a galactic civilization commanding the power of an entire galaxy. Yeah, wild.
Okay, this all sounds like awesome sci-fi, right? Planetary, stellar, galactic. But where do we fit in? Where is humanity on this massive cosmic ladder? Well, the answer is, let's just say it's both a little humbling and also incredibly motivating. Right now, we're sitting at about a type 0.7. 0.7. That's right, we haven't even made it to the first official rung on the ladder. We're still what you'd call a sub-global civilization. Think about it, we're still mostly powered by burning, well, ancient dead plants, fossil fuels. We are so far from mastering the full energy potential of our own amazing planet.
And the gap, oh man, the gap between where we are and Type I is just staggering. Our total energy use, all of it combined, is a tiny, tiny fraction of the power our own sun beams down on Earth every single day. Let me put it this way. Earth is constantly getting hit with about 174 petawatts of solar energy. That's more than 10,000 times what we currently use. A Type I civilization, they'd be harnessing all of that.
And here's why this is so important. A Type I world isn't just our world, but with more light bulbs. No way. It's a world where climate change is a problem we solved generations ago. It's a world where you could potentially tame a hurricane or even control tectonic plates. Energy would be clean, basically free, and abundant for everyone. It's the leap from being planetary teenagers to planetary adults.
Okay, so if that's Type I, let's climb the ladder. This is where things get truly mind-bending. Because after you've mastered your planet, what's next? Well, you start looking at your star.
A Type II civilization makes a jump that is just unbelievable. They're not just using the little bit of sunlight that happens to hit their home planet. Oh no, they're capturing the total energy output of their entire star. Just try to imagine that, harnessing every single bit of the unimaginable power of our sun, every second of every day.
So you're probably asking, how on earth would you even do that? Well, the most famous idea is something called a Dyson Sphere. And it's not what you might think. It's probably not a giant solid shell. It's more likely a massive, massive swarm of individual solar collectors all orbiting the star, just soaking up pretty much every single watt of energy and beaming it wherever it's needed. And then we go from one star to billions of them. A Type 3 civilization commands energy on a galactic scale. We're talking about being the masters of the power output of every star in their home galaxy. For us, a civilization like that would be, well, basically godlike. It's almost beyond comprehension.
This leads to such a cool, almost spooky idea. How would you even spot a civilization that powerful? Well, maybe you'd see them by what's not there. Imagine looking up at the night sky and noticing that some galaxies just look dimmer than they should. Not because their stars are gone, but because an unbelievably advanced species has built structures around them, enclosing them to capture their light. It wouldn't be a sign of a dying galaxy, but a sign of an incredible, unimaginable level of life.
Okay, so we've been on this absolutely cosmic journey. Let's bring it back down to Earth. Back to us, here in our Type 0.7 world. Because the Kardashev scale, it's not just a cool way to think about aliens. It's really a profound mirror for us, for humanity.
When you look at it this way, the scale is kind of like a report card for our species. And our biggest challenges, climate change, resource scarcity, they stop looking like just technical problems. They become tests. Tests of our maturity. Can we work together globally? Can we think long-term enough to survive what some people call our technological adolescence? Because if we can, our potential is literally cosmic. That journey from point 7 to 1.0, that's the great project for all of us in the coming centuries.
So tonight, if you get a chance, go look up at the stars. This scale gives you a whole new way to see them, and you can ask yourself a new question. Are those just pretty lights in the sky? Or are they the power plants of civilizations far, far beyond our own? Civilizations that have already made these incredible leaps, maybe even waiting for us to finally join them.